Hello everyone, welcome back. So as you know that we are discussing about the RBI Grade B Officers examination of phase 2. So in the previous videos we have discussed up till question number 70. So in this video we will be carrying on with question number 71. So let's start. The question number 71, as you can see, it's displayed on the screen. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Scheme Guarantee, that is the MGNREGS, was launched in dash 2006. So the month is up. We have 5 options here, that is January, February, August, October, or December. So you have to be thorough with the dates. So accordingly, I will say you February 2006 is the correct option. So let's mark this answer, but I will also give you some insight to it. What happened in this February 2006 for this. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme was launched in February 2006 in 200 most backward districts in the first phase and was also expanded to the other 330 districts during the year 2007 to 2008. The coverage was extended to all rural districts of the country in 2008 to 2009. At present, 619 districts are covered under this scheme, that is the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. Moving on to question number 72. With reference to Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, which of the following statements is or are not correct? So we have to mark the one which is false. So we have number 1. It has led to substantial increase in purchasing power in rural areas. It has led to strengthening of the livelihood resource base of the rural poor in India. It has successfully raised the bargaining power of agricultural labor. It has resulted in higher agricultural wages. And number 5 is none of these. So based on this, I will say the correct answer to this is none of these. Now I will say you why I am choosing this fifth option to be none of these. Let's have a detailed discussion. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, which had led to substantial increase in purchasing power, leading to strengthening of the livelihood resource base of the rural people. This scheme had successfully raised the bargaining power of the agricultural labor, resulting in higher agriculture wages, improved economic outcomes, and reduction in distress migration. So that is why none of these or none of the above answers are not correct. So none of these. Next, moving on to question number 73. Among the basic redistributive measures, which of the following can be considered as the most important with high potential for poverty alleviation? Number 1, land reforms. Number 2, program for socially disadvantaged. Number 3, public distribution system. Number 4, public investment in human capital and public goods. Number 5, a stronger welfare system and improved social service provision. So for this, the correct answer to question number 73 is 1, that is land reforms. Now we will have an explanation as to why. Among the basic redistributive measures, which of the following can be considered as the most important with high potential with high potential for poverty alleviation? Why am I saying this as land reform? Firstly, among the basic redistributive measures that we have, land reforms can be considered as most important for poverty alleviation with the maximum potential. And abolition of intermediaries and ceiling on land holding and allotment of surplus land to landless were among the early initiatives that our government had taken. These measures and tenancy reforms helped millions of farmers and landless laborers in gaining access to to the most valuable asset in the rural India, that is land. Now, from the basic idea, you can just have a clear concept that India is an agricultural based country. So, in that, if we want to alleviate poverty, the basic condition for that, or the highest increment that we can do for this, is land reform. So, that is why the option number 1 is our correct answer to question number 73. Next, moving on to question number 74. The promotion of small credit groups known as self-help groups was the major focus of number 1, Integrated Rural Development Program, Indira Awas Yojana, Swarna Jayanti Gram Sarozgar Yojana, Community Development Program. So many of you might already know this answer, and the fifth option is all of the above. So the correct option to question number 74 is Community Development Program. So why is this? Let's have a discussion. I'll give you the insight of it. Community Development Program. Now, there is no doubt that the growth is very important for poverty reduction, and the pattern of growth has a specific role in this process. Not only this, at the same time, we should also recognize that growth is necessary, but it is not sufficient for removing or alleviating poverty. Some poor are able to take up the opportunity offered by a growing economy, whereas some are incapable of doing that in terms of resource endowment, skills, and access to the system, providing the opportunities. A major focus of this, therefore, the Swarna Jayanti Gram Sarozgar Yojana has been the promotion of small credit groups, which we popularly know this to be as self-help groups. Other programs which include subsidized house construction under the Indira Awas Yojana and schemes that provide state funds for work on village infrastructure, that is through the Jawahar Yojana program, and more recently it has come up to National Rural Employment Program. So in this case, therefore, the answer to this question will be option number 4, that is Community Development Program. Moving on to question number 75. Which is the basic reason behind the poor not being able to participate in and benefit from the rapid growth of the economy? Lack of jobs, poor economic growth, poor human capital endowment, only 1 in 2, or all of the above. I will say the answer to this is lack of job and poor economic growth. That is 1 and 2. So for this, we have the option as number 4. That is only 1 and 2. Right? So now coming to the explanation of this answer. In order that the rapid poor growth is effective in alleviating poverty, it is very important to ensure that enough efforts and investment are made here in these areas of human and social development. Right? A basic reason why the poor are not able to participate in here is because of the rapid growth the economy is respecting on them, right? The poor human capital endowment with a relatively meager or very small public investment in education and health, the poor have very limited chance of augmenting their human capital endowments. So therefore, they don't have this chance of developing themselves. So therefore, I will choose the answer of question number 75 to be lack of jobs and poor economic growth. That is option number 4 is correct, only 1 and 2. Moving on to question number 76. Yes, moving on to question number 76. Which of the following is not one of the 3 dimensions or domains or pillars used in the 3-dimension model for describing sustainable development? Human, economical, environmental, social, or none of these? The answer to this, all of you might know, that it is human. Why it is human? Why not others? Let's have a discussion for this. See, sustainable development has been described in terms of three dimensions. Uh, if you say dimensions or domains or pillars, whichever is comfortable. In these three dimension models that we have, it is seen as economic, environmental, and social or ecological. Economy or economic and equity. So this has been expanded by some authors to include the fourth pillar also, which is called the culture or institutions or governance. So accordingly, human is not a factor of it. Therefore, we are eliminating human first. That is why the answer to this is human. Next, moving on to question number 77. World Commission on Environment and Development, that is WCED, is the formal name of Brundtland Commission, Clinton Commission, Bill and Melinda Gates Commission, Montreal Commission, Franklin Commission. Which will be the correct answer? So the answer for this is option number 1, that is Brundtland Commission. Let's mark this. Brundtland Commission. Now see, the World Commission, that is the WCED, World Commission on Environment and Development, which is the short form uh, of which is WCED, is the formal name of Brundtland Commission. Its mission is to untitled countries to pursue sustainable development together. The chairman of this commission, Gro Harlem Brundtland, was appointed by the UN, which is the United Nations, in the year 1983 in the month of December. This commission defined the meaning of the term sustainable development. So that is why the formal name for this is Brundtland Commission. So the answer to question number 77 is option number 1. Moving on to the next question, question number 78. This is also related to Brundtland Commission. Which of the following is or are the highlights of the Brundtland Commission's report on sustainable development? It calls for treating environment as separate from development. It argues against the assertions of 1972 Stockholm Conference on the human environment and provides an alternative perspective on sustainable development. It insists upon the environment being something beyond physicality. And we have a various series of quotes for it. That is only A, both B and C, only C, both A and B, both A and C. So coming to the correct answer, which is A is definitely not the correct answer. It calls for treating environment as separate from development. No. B and C are the correct ones. C, it argues against the assertions of the 1972 Stockholm Conference on the human environment and provides an alternative perspective on sustainable development. Yes, this is true. Also, it insists upon the environment being something beyond physicality. So, for this answer, we have option 2 as the correct one, that is both B and C. Let's mark this. Both B and C. Moving on to question number 79. Which of the following papers coined and defined the meaning of sustainable development or the term of sustainable development? Number 1, our common future. Number 2, a greener future. Number 3, towards an environmental sustainable world. And number 4, environment without borders. Number 5, common weal. Let's have a discussion to this, for which you can yourself give the answer. Our common future was also known as Brundtland report. So this coined and defined the term or the meaning of the word sustainable development. It was released by the United Nations World Commission on Environment Day in the year of 1987. This report sought to recapture the spirit of the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment on the Stockholm Conference, which had introduced environmental concerns or serious environmental concerns to the formal political developmental sphere. Our common future placed environmental issues firmly on the political agenda. It aims to discuss the environment and development as one single issue. So therefore, our answer to this is number one, that is our common future. Moving on to question number 80. The Brundtland Commission called for an international meeting to take place where more concrete initiatives and goals of sustainable development could be mapped out. This meeting was held as the Earth Summit, which is the UN Conference on Environment and Development, in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, in 1992. What was the name of the comprehensive action plan that came out of this meeting? Number 1, Manifesto 92, Agenda 21, Millennium Development Goals, Blueprint for the Future, Past, Present, Future. So many of you might already know this answer. To go through this, you have to read the Brundtland Commission definitely. So that has to be gone through in details. Apart from that, I'll give you the answer. That is option number 2. That is Agenda 21. That is the correct answer to this question. Now, Agenda 21, it is a non-binding voluntary that was implemented as the action plan of the United Nations with regard to sustainable development. It is a product of the Earth Summit, okay, the UN Conference on the Environment and Development, which was held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in the year 1992. It is an action agenda for the UN, other multilateral organizations and individual governments around the world that can be executed at local, national, and global or international levels. The 21 agenda or the Agenda 21 that we are talking about refers to the 21st century. It has been affirmed and modified at subsequent UN conferences. So it was not any number of agendas to be decided or something like that, but Agenda 21 basically means that it was 21st century targeting. So the correct answer to this is Agenda 21. Right? Agenda basically for 21st century. That is the Agenda 21. So here we are. I will like to conclude my video here with the 80th question. So I hope all the answers have been clearly discussed and clear definitions and discussion have been given. So I hope you don't have any confusions regarding to the options and to the discussions given. So in the next videos, we'll come up with other discussions of the other questions that are left. So in the next one, we'll continue from question number 81. So up till now, I hope everything is clear and well understood. So all the best for your exams. Keep preparing and also do watch the other videos where the previous questions have been discussed. So concluding my video here, thank you for patiently hearing me out. Thank you.